Hi everyone, welcome back for another whiskey review. Well, 2025 is in full swing and today is the 15th of January. So half of the first month of 2025 is, well, nearly over. It's about 9:15 at night. So I promised myself and the channel that I will upload more whiskey reviews, and hopefully by now you've seen the 6 Nika Japanese whiskey reviews I've uploaded this year. And I kind of, during one of the reviews, flaunted my massive collection of samples. And I've dug deep and found this bad boy. Now, if you are a whiskey drinker, been around the traps for a while, you would have seen the concept of advent calendars. This one is the earliest one I ever got during my whiskey journey and making some interesting stuff available in New Zealand. And if I recall correctly, it was gifted to me by the importers of these products here in New Zealand back in 2018 or 2019. So I've been sitting on it for a little while, and there's a newer version of this being available now. And the Drinks by Dram, who make these advent calendars, they keep updating the selection, you might want to say, in these advent calendar. So you get 12 drams in there, you got these little windows, and I thought, hey, why not bring it up? The poor thing's been waiting for, well, good part of 5-6 years, and let's get stuck into these drams. So purpose of today is I'm just gonna sit here and go through all 12 drams, record the review and upload it. So hopefully you'll watch it in the sequence that I'm talking, and I'm gonna pick the drams at random to keep it interesting. So the box contains Scotch whiskey, Irish whiskey, and also some American whiskey as well. All right, I'm gonna pick number 10 first because, well, I had my eye on it. Here we go. Viewer discretion is required. Come on. It's not supposed to be this difficult. There we go, got it out. So the first sample I wanted to review out of this is the, well, you would have seen the title of the video by now. There's no real surprise, you saw it there. It's the Tullamore D.E.W 14-year-old, bottled at 1.3% ABV. If you're new to the whole concept of the advent calendars and releases by Drinks by Dram, one of the cool things is these wax seals they do for all of their samples, which just adds a bit of touch of class to it, but also protects the dram significantly. I've mentioned it a couple of times now. I've been sitting on these particular advent calendar miniatures for around 5-6 years. So the wax seal, I was never in doubt anything would happen to my whiskey. I could go back to it when I want. So that's good. It's a good concept. All right. Now, Tullamore D.E.W in New Zealand is a bit of a weird one, mainly because the market here in New Zealand in particular is absolutely dominated by Jamesons. And it might be the same for whatever country you are in other than New Zealand. Jameson in the last sort of 10 years has just become a powerhouse of Irish whiskies, closely followed by Teeling. So New Zealand, unfortunately, Tullamore D.E.W doesn't really get a lot of love. And in fact, the Tullamore D.E.W 14 is not quite regularly available. I haven't seen it for a little while, but every now and then a little bit sneaks in. And the standard Tullamore D.E.W, again, not a big seller. All right, let's get this whiskey into my glass. I think I can have some more. All right. Interesting dram, aged for 14 years all up, but finished in 4 different cask types. Ex-bourbon, Oloroso sherry, Madeira wine, I think it was. And I'm forgetting a 4th one. Where's my notes? I think it was port being the 4th one. Just hang on. I'll just quickly make sure I don't code. Yep, port. So ex-bourbon, Madeira, Oloroso, and port. So quite a lot happening. They're putting a lot of effort into creating these drams. And here's the color of it. All right, let's see what's it like on the nose. Ooh, fruity. Now, Irish whiskey, triple distilled. It's a expected result, right? Very light, very refreshing, very fruity, but hopefully the cask aging, the further aging, and in this case, 4 different cask aging, has added a little bit more twang to it, but very light and fruity on the nose up front. I get cherries on the nose. The honeyed sweetness is there. Let's keep going back to cherries. And just a little bit of citrus. There's no, how to say this? There's no oakiness on the nose at all. For whiskey that has been aged for a significantly amount of time. 14 years is a lot of time. I kind of expect it to be a little bit more oily on the nose, but let's see if it improves on the palate in way of experience. Very dry. Interesting. Very dry on the palate up front, creamy. There's a little bit of that buttery character there. Very, very interesting. Well, I mean, I've promised myself I'm going to sit here and try all 12 of these drams, have a bit of water between to refresh the palate. This being the first dram has really surprised me. Very, very dry. There's next to no sweetness on the palate at all yet. Right, I'm going to have another sip and see if it unlocks a little bit of sweetness, because I wanted a lot more sweetness out from this particular dram. Still quite dry, not quite happening. And kind of a ripe apple kind of character, which I'm not enjoying right now. I really expected a lot more sweetness from this particular whiskey. I have tried the standard Tullamore D.E.W, obviously, and I've tried some of the other releases from Tullamore D.E.W, but this one in particular is sitting a bit odd on the palate. It's okay, not all whiskeys are for everyone, but this particular one is not suiting the palate. I just can't quite pick why it's so dry, and I don't want to say ashy, but yeah, it is quite dry. It's kind of hoping for more sweetness. Where is the sweetness of the port and Oloroso sherry cask and the Madeira casks? It is opening up a little bit, but yeah, odd, not for me. That's okay. Someone actually commented on one of my videos a while ago saying, how come you never review any whiskeys you don't like? Well, there you go. I don't like this one. It's not for me. I'll drink it. It's a nice, lovely whiskey, but for a 14-year-old whiskey that's had 4 very interesting cask aging, kind of expected a bit more flavor, a lot more sweetness on the palate, especially being a triple distilled Irish whiskey. But that's all I'm going to say about this particular whiskey. I hope you'll continue watching these 12 reviews that are going to drop all together, hopefully, out of this Advent calendar. Otherwise, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the very near future with another whiskey review. See you later. Bye-bye.